Good evening, I'm Talia Ricci. It was a frustrating day for residents of a St. Jamestown high-rise. The building caught fire last week and forced out around 1,500 people. Today, residents were told they could return to gather some belongings, but many of them are fuming after they were asked to sign a form from the management company promising not to sue. Greg Ross is live on Parliament tonight. Greg, many of these residents refusing to sign that form.
Talia, a lot of drama here today because of that. These residents showing up earlier in the day, lining up for a chance to get back into their suites, hoping to gather up some of those belongings, but they were told they wouldn't be allowed in unless they signed a waiver first saying that they would not sue property management. But it was the wording in that waiver that had so many people frustrated, and it caused so many problems.
I can't let anybody stand like that. What are you doing?
Confusion and chaos.
He was documented.
Residents of 650 Parliament asked to sign a waiver before being allowed back into their suites a week after an electrical fire forced them out.
We have no clue, no idea what to do. We do not understand all these legal terms.
Tenants say they were most concerned with one paragraph in the waiver that said the undersigned, in consideration that they have been provided with supervised access into the building, hereby release, acquit, and forever discharge owners of any and all manner of actions, claims, demands, damages, obligations, and liabilities.
In essence, what this is saying is I can't go into my unit and get my clothes unless I waive all rights to sue them for what's happening here. This will not wash with anybody in this line, and it's sure as hell not going to wash with me.
Human rights! Compensation!
I supposed to lost my life here.
Nobody signed the paper!
And residents did push back. Eventually, the general manager for the ownership group came out to calm the crowd. He claimed the waiver only pertained to entry into the building today.
We're responsible for everything that happens, okay, good and bad. What we're trying to do is protect ourselves with respect to the bad, hopefully protecting you people too.
A paragraph like this with a lot of legalese, it's inherently intimidating, especially after you've suffered a trauma like has happened here.
This landlord and tenant lawyer says she can understand the tenant's frustration. She says the waiver is very ambiguous, but ultimately agrees with the property manager's interpretation.
I think that the crucial line here is that it's a discharge relating to or connected with access and entry to the property. So anything arising out of a tenant's desire to get back in, see their unit, grab their stuff, basically the landlord is saying, we can't promise this will be safe.
Can you also understand why somebody who is a tenant there would want to go to see somebody like yourself to get that advice before just going and signing away their rights?
And truthfully, that's the smart thing to do. When you're faced with a document that purports to take away some of your legal rights or you'd be waiving rights, it's always a good idea to get independent legal advice.
Now, that's a good piece of advice, Greg, but what if residents don't have easy access to a lawyer?
Well, that was certainly one of the issues, Talia, that was raised here today. Many of these tenants saying they can't afford to just go out and get a lawyer. Now, the city councilor for this area was here today to speak with residents, and that's one of the issues they raised with her. She actually went back to her office and put together a list of different free legal advice around the city that these people can go to and get help with this waiver before signing it.
Good to know. Thanks, Greg.